What's up, everyone? It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, with so I guess it'll be work in progress number 12 on the 172nd Sinanju. So moving along, I got all the hand painting finished up yesterday. I got one little spot to mask on these guys, but I got all my touch-ups done, and it's looking really good. I just want to mask off this incom right here and paint that red, but other than that, these are looking pretty sharp, I think. I'm pretty happy with the results there. But what I wanted to show you is a little, so as I've been mentioning, as I've been going, I've been doing assembly as I go. So like this armor has all been glued together now, that's on there. And you can see how my top coat is all different shininesses. So once this is all done, I'm gonna have to just spray the whole kit and deal with it that way. But I'm working on this arm over here, and the sleeve is not fitting very well. Now when I first test fitted the kit, it needed some work. I had to heat it up to get it to fit. Well, that was 2 months ago or whatever, and it's kind of sprung back to its original shape a little bit. I actually had to heat this one up last night to get it to fit. So what I'm gonna do is show you what I have to do to get this to fit better. Now, even though there's paint on here, I can still heat it up safely without damaging the paint. Just don't do it too much, because you risk the chance of damaging your paint. So I have a hairdryer here, and it's gonna be pretty loud, but I'm just gonna heat this up a little bit. I'm not going to do too much. So I'm going to heat the whole piece, because I've got to make it a little more round. It's a little too oval shaped right now. Okay, so I got to do this pretty quick because this cools down relatively fast. So now what I got to do is I got to fit it over the sleeve here. And it's a little pliable now, and I can get it to fit maybe. Come on. Maybe. I may have to heat it up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm going to heat it a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat it up while it's on here and kind of squeeze it at the same time. It's hard doing it this way because my fingers get hot. Don't do this with a heat gun, you will melt your resin. Only use a hairdryer. Yeah, a heat gun will destroy your kit in about 2 seconds. Alright, so you heat a little more. And I've got to squeeze it on the sides here, and I'm going to push it into place. Those other 2 pieces of armor have already been glued in place, so they're locked in. So now I was able to squeeze it a little bit and get it down where it needs to be. So now I'm just going to hold this here for a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put pressure right there where my thumb is and heat up just a hair more. Now I'm going to switch to cool. I'm going to cool the resin down, and hopefully it'll hold that shape that I need it to be in. Okay, so now the sleeve is on there where it needs to be, and I just got to glue it now. Before, it wouldn't even go down. It needs to almost, it doesn't quite meet this part right there, but it's almost there. Just like on the other side, that's as far down as it goes. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue on this now. And I don't need a lot, just need a little bit. And put a little spot there, spot there. And we're going to bring that down. Just hold that into place. And you know it's lined up when this triangle of the red armor fits right into the sleeve. So that's kind of like your guide as far as where it lines up. The tricky part is getting it to wrap around over this piece and line up here. So that's why I had to heat it up. It was too like wide. I needed to squeeze. As I was heating it up, I was squeezing it in a little bit to get it up over the wrist armor. I also drilled out these holes last night for the springs, and I'm actually going to hand paint these in metallic color. And the way the springs work, I'll show you in a second once this glue dries, is they're supposed to tuck up underneath the sleeve here, but there's really not enough space. So I figured what I had to do is I actually flattened out one end of the spring. You can see that. So I flattened one end out, and that will now tuck underneath the sleeve. And the springs are actually will get painted. So it kind of tucks up under here. And it won't even need glue. Just the tension of the spring will hold it in place. And I got my glove in there. So, kind of like that. That's how that'll work. Yeah, looks pretty good. So I don't want to keep taking the spring in and out, because every time I do, I chip paint a little bit there. All right, so now the sleeve's on, and that's not coming off. I did have another little boo-boo I have to fix. I was going to put this armor on, and my pin busted through the resin. Now I have to fix that hole and repaint this piece. So there's another thing that I get to fix. Excuse me, but in the meantime, I can go ahead and glue this piece on. And they just simply wrap. The way they did is they molded it so it fits this shape, and there's a little pin in there, not a big one. And you actually don't even need the pin. There's enough surface area that once I glue it, it'll stay. So I'm going to glue that in. So I'm just going to put some glue right here in this shape that's been molded. Like that. And we're just going to push that down and let that glue set up. And he's slowly coming together. He's getting there a little bit every day. So as far as painting goes, except for redoing my top coat, the painting's just about complete. Once it's all together, I'll have some touch-ups to do. I've seen a few spots on the red that got scuffed or scraped. I'll have to go in there with a brush and touch those up. It's just part of the process. As I assemble, things kind of get nicked up every once in a while. So that's on. So now I have to wait to fix. I have to fix that hole before I can put that piece on. Let's see. So for the most part, the arms are done. I have the hands, and those go on last. You have to put the hands on after the sleeves, which is kind of annoying because the sleeve would not fit over the hands. And here's a good example of why you paint the inside of your parts, because you will see the inside of that sleeve. So I painted that gold. And then also, last night I worked on getting the legs together. So now this is one unit. Oops, sorry. So the legs and crotch are one unit. This is all. The only way to get these apart would be to unscrew the legs from up here. But the connection point between this piece right here, let me point, between this piece and this piece is really weak. So I actually went in there and I drilled some holes, and I put some 1/16 inch brass rod pins in there and glued those in. So that should be really, really sturdy. I also went through, as you can see, I painted the pistons. I masked them off and painted those clear red. I also went through and tightened up all the joints on this. So now it will hold a pose very, very well. And this will be semi-posable. I don't know, they all are semi-posable. It just depends on how careful you are. The feet parts have been glued in place. I'm going to mask the bottom of the foot and paint those eventually. So yeah, we're getting there. Really, really, it's looking good. I'm happy with it so far. So that's it. Oh, I also want to show you on the shield. I made the connection point on the shield a little bit bigger. I drilled a bigger hole. I think it was only like a 1/4 inch. I made it 5/16, and I made a bigger connection point, and I added magnets. Now this sucker is really solid. It's not going to fall off, and there's enough friction in there so that when it's on its arm, I can rotate. You can rotate the shield, and it'll hold. I mean, it'll hold, you know, horizontal if you wanted it to. But before it would have been really loose and kind of wonky, but now it's a nice, snug metallic or magnetic fit. So that's taken care of. And let's see, what else did I do yesterday? Lots of bouncing around on getting stuff kind of wrapped up. If I keep going at this pace, I should have this kit wrapped up in the next week or so, I would think. But it's looking good. Like I said, after I'm done with all the assembly, I'll go through and do all my touch-ups and then redo the top coat as a final step. But looking good so far. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching again. It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, signing off. See you later.